Tuesday, May the 10th, 2011, and I'm down in Sussex, as you can see, at Berwick, about to undertake the 13 miles from here to Seaford, across the Downs. After a brief hiatus last week, doing a family walk, now back on the Saturday Walkers Trail. Decided to do this one because I know the Saturday Walkers group are doing this at the weekend, so just a little preview for them. Haven't been down this way for a little while either, so there you go. It's now about 11:20, having left Wapping at 9:22, so it's a fair old journey down here. Anyway, train coming in behind me, so let's press on. Rather quaintly, this station still has signals and a signal box. Glorious weather. Not mentioned anywhere in the text, but very handy. There's a stores opposite this railway station, which has enabled me to stock up on supplies that I didn't have time to do this morning. So worth noting. Mentioned in point 3 of the text, this is now a metal gate as opposed to a stile, and we're now following the Wealden walks. Cracking scenery already, just 2 minutes into the walk at point 4 in the text. Definitely going to have to get the wind canceller out at some point today. I'm low level at the moment, but the wind is relatively brisk, which is excellent really. Just gives you a nice touch of coolness. Not much left of that poor rabbit. Been torn apart by a bird of prey. Made a nice meal by the looks of it. One of this year's youngsters as well by the looks of him. Looking back towards Berwick. South Downs there in the distance. And over there in the very distance, hopefully visible, is the Old Man, which I do believe we're going to get closer to some point on this walk. Old Man of Wilmington. Well, Shetlands are small, but their offspring are tiny. This little fella. In the distance there you've got the reservoir. Would add that I'm walking on a Tuesday today because it seemed the best of the days that I'm off for the weather. Certainly living up to that. First time I've walked on a Tuesday, I think. Just entered into a field of cattle, and after watching the dog hanging off the throat of that cow in Petersham Meadow, I think I'll stick well clear of cows henceforth. Not that they've been the best of my companions, but there you go. Poor things. Can understand why they're a little bit weary of us. Outrageous. Point 11 of the text. And we have a nice contrast here between the yellow of the rape and what I can only assume in the distance is lavender. So we lose the bluebells, but still retain blue through lavender. What a lovely colour that is. Chiff-chaffs everywhere, and I dare say we may hear a cuckoo, because this is their kind of territory. There you go, the old chiff-chaff. Lovely woodland walking, point 12 in the text. Chiff-chaffs in strong voice. Back on the Weald Way again, having just come over that bridge mentioned in the text. Point 14 of the text, in that field that I filmed a minute ago, the lilac field, and it's not lavender. Looks like a small member of a poppy family. I've got no idea what that is. As I said before, flowers are not my thing. Anyway, one to research. What I do know is that that's cow parsley, and May is the time for that. Lovely to see. Just crossed my mind that this might be linseed. The river that I'm walking next to is the very early stages of the Cuckmere, which obviously will pass in its wider format later on. Some great lily pads there. Old man's coming in a bit closer now. Crossing the line down to Littlehampton and Orr. Some kind of gorse loving bird there that I can't locate, emitting that warning sound, which I don't recognise. Clearly probably nesting in there. There it goes, gone. Plenty of these about this time of year, having a rest on the stile. Still following the Weald Way. Point 26 in the text, no signpost, but I'm assuming that this is the footpath underneath this horse chestnut. Sheep taking refuge from the midday sun, next to a very nice barn conversion there. Nice to see, plantation of new oaks. Be here for a lot longer than me. Not very often I get to catch him, the elusive chiff-chaff. In full song. Lovely. Okay, at this point you could go left down there for 250 metres for a possible early lunch at the Giant's Rest. But I'm turning right and continuing up through the village, which is Wilmington. Okay, here we have the church at at Wilmington, Church of St Mary, and here is the reputed 1600-year-old yew tree. Apparently yew trees have the ability to recreate and live for such a long time, and are found in churchyards because they're associated with the resurrection by all accounts. And there's the omnipresent jackdaw. Usually get them in churchyards with yew trees as well. Delightful little place. Could well stop for lunch here, but as it's 1:45, I need to press on really. Aim for Alfriston, I think. Wilmington Village Pound. Previously used for securing stray animals. Restored 1980. Now full of cow parsley. How very quaint. There's a bench here made from granite in memory of John Geoffrey Farnall, author. Died in 1952. And what a cracking view he has. There's the old man, getting ever closer. Apparently that's not chalk at all, according to what I've just read, but a series of small white stones dating back to, I think it's 1874 I read. Just for the record, I'm just about to take the path to the left over the brow of the hill. There are some toilets here. Long Man and Priory car park toilets. Just down there on the right. I would mention at this point that the footpath up to the Old Man is quite overgrown either side with a cow parsley. No great stress, but just thought I'd mention it. So here we are at the foot of the Old Man. I was right, it was 1874. An earlier version of the Old Man stood there from 1766, I think it was. And in that one he was holding a scythe and hammer, I think it was, as opposed to the two poles that he's now holding. Now I need to make a decision whether to turn right, which is the easier, shorter version, or go left and up over the escarpment for a fine view by all accounts. Got pretty good views now. There's the old railway line, the reservoir in the distance. Not much in that reservoir there though. Plenty of skylarks around. Fantastic. It's about 1 o'clock now, so I am tempted to try the harder version as I have time. Just a question whether the old stomach can hold out though. So I've decided to take the harder route, which is up that clearly defined footpath along that shelf. There's the old man in the the long man. I keep calling him the old man. The long man in the distance there. Okay, I'm now up with the long man. Can't really see much of him, but the view otherwise is superb. Look at that. About 97 metres here. 300 foot. Fantastic, especially on a day like today. Don't be fooled though, still a lovely chill breeze. Here we are, Wilmington and Folkeington. Footpath only, no horses or bikes. Absolutely delightful once more. There's a stile over there, which is the route I'll probably take, because there's a herd of cows blocking the alternative entrance to the gate. Obviously that's their way out. Well, in fact, as it's 1:30, what I'm going to do, plonk myself down here and have my lunch. With a vista like this, don't think I'll get any better place down in Alfriston. Fantastic. So lunch has been had, just coming up 2 o'clock, and I'm now on top of the Long Man, and as you can see, it's a lot clearer now. It's not dug in the chalk at all, but as earlier mentioned, lots of kind of tile, stone, brick type things. Anyway, that's the kind of view that the Long Man gets. Pretty good. Plenty of sheep for company. Just at point 42 in the text, just as well I got the old wind gust canceller on. Very windy now, but yeah, this is where the paths meet at the saddle, and this feature reminds me of a mini southern version of High Cup Nick up in the Pennines. And did those feet in ancient times walk upon England's pastures green. Now back on the South Downs Way, or on the South Downs Way. Access land ends. And once again, there's a skylark that I can't see. Delightful. There's a blue flower here which seems to like the chalk downs. Someone just asked me if I knew what it was. Obviously I don't, but let's put it on camera, identify it later, possibly. Point 45 of the text, looking down on Alfriston. As the wind picks up, clouds get a bit greyer, but the skylarks still sing, so it can't be bad. Delightful. So on the fringes of Alfriston, in fact Lullington Church, according to this marker. Despite the very dry weather, the old barley seems to be, or wheat that is, seems to be coming on nicely. Right, point 50 in the text. Point I've been to before, So that's why I'm not going to go into Alfriston. A, because I'm not having lunch there, and B, because did it on a previous walk. But very nice May blossom there. Yeah, so 3 miles to Exceat. Still got quite a way to go then to get to Seaford. So let's press on. Just for the record, it's now 2:30, and according to my pedometer, I've walked 6.5 miles, which isn't very good going. Kicked off at 11:20 times 3. Yeah, should be on 7.5 miles by now, albeit that I've stopped for lunch for half hour. Alfriston Church. This is definite cuckoo territory. Haven't heard any yet though. Seen my first swift today, so the sun has definitely arrived. My goodness, a whole herd of little uns here. One of them stuck in the river. Go on. Got out here, but lucky. Wow. Interesting how the whole herd gathered round. Just like they did with that dog that was getting attacked the other day. Point 56 of the text, now entering National Trust land at Frog Firle. Okay, having filmed earlier the Long Man, here we have a horse on the Windover Hill, which I'm about to climb, which I filmed previously. Just at point 57 in the text now, having just crossed over the stile, and the tide is on its way in. Usually my story when I get down to Cuckmere Haven. Very dry though, as can be seen underfoot here. Despite the recent rain, still very bone dry. Halfway up Windover Hill, and there's a view towards the sea in the distance, following the Cuckmere the whole way. What a delightful view that is. Bit hazy, but nevertheless delightful. White cliffs there in the distance. Seven Sisters. And I've got to get down that valley at some point. Looking back at where I was earlier, on top of that hill. Absolutely delightful walking weather today. Just enough breeze to keep you cool. Pleasantly warm, about 70 degrees. Delightful. Another shot from point 59 in the text, just before the Kissing Gate. Friston Forest over there. Very clearly see the saddle that I was filming earlier. What a delight, eh? Just as well they made this a national park. Point 62 in the text, and I'm now at the Roundel. There's a picnic bench there as well, just for the record, and a couple of seats. and it is a cracking view, which I dare say we'll get in a bit more clarity in a moment. It was the wish of William Rees Jeffreys, 1872 to 1954, that others should share his enjoyment of this view. Another view of Cuckmere, Exceat Bridge down there, where I shall be very shortly. Just aiming for the bottom of this field, and thereafter following the river back along to Exceat Bridge, I believe. Fantastic collection of thistles. And bumblebee thinks so as well. Just down by the dip and the lake just behind me. Bizarre coloured water. Okay, 3:45, and I'm now back at the Golden Galleon next to Exceat Bridge, and hereafter I will follow the Vanguard Way, which is a route that I haven't previously followed. It's the inland version where you get the options, because I've done the riverside walk a couple of times now, so we'll have a go at the alternative, the inland version. This inland route is a lot quieter and gives a different perspective on things. There's the start of the Seven Sisters once again. Looking back up the Cuckmere Valley. Canadian War Memorial. Unknown number of soldiers died fighting in this field. Yet another shot of Cuckmere Haven and the cliffs. Bit misty at the moment. Hazy. Tide's coming in. Unknown bird. Won't be filming too much along Seaford Head because I'm running out of time, I believe, in terms of upload time to YouTube, and we've been along here before anyway, but that's interesting. Don't know what that is, can't see it properly. Flycatcher of some description. No matter how many times you film it, it's still a cracking view. .4:30, looking down on sunny Seaford, and it's Martello. Downs in the background. It's getting brighter again. Fantastic. Okay, back at Seaford, and actually finished the walk at 5 o'clock. Had me chips and mushy peas. Now ready to catch this train, which will be the 17:58 back to London. I've just clarified with a neighbourhood officer up on the platform checking all these tickets that it is in fact correct that I'm supposed to seek permission to film on the platform, basically because I could be a terrorist sussing out where the CCTV is. I tell you, this health and safety business is an absolute farce. They've already proven that it was the cause of many deaths on the underground because the health and safety regulations hindered communications and people weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. Anyway, that's another story for another day. That was an absolutely delightful walk. Many common features from a different angle, just as it says on the tin. The text describes that walk very well. Common features from a different angle. Delightful day. So all in all, book 3, well, free walk 90 completed.